the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and you are listening to Potsy and Tino on the Potsy and Tino Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Pots and Pants Network brings to you its tag team champions of the world, the Road Dogg Tino Gray, the badass Rob Potsy Potchak. That's right, the New Age Outlaws. Tino, I got nothing. No, I'm kidding. We always start the show with a little subject called "What's Up with You?" So I'm going to let you go ahead and start us up. What's been going on with you, sir?
Been knee deep in training for the job, and so I've been doing a lot of classes and and sitting in and shadowing and following people and watching people to see how everything fits together and molds together. Has been interesting. And then last week with the not snow, I got excited. I worked from home, I think Monday because of it. We didn't have church Sunday because of it. So we pretty much chilled all weekend thinking it was going to snow. What's up, Barrett? Like I said, so I'm doing this. Supposed to be in
Barrett show up and not show up as one of the people viewing the show. How does that happen?
I don't know.
Neither of us know, but welcome, Chris Barrett.
And then Saturday, I'm supposed to be driving to Hickory, but don't know. It's supposed to snow Friday and Saturday, so we'll wait and see. I'll wait until I'm about to play it by ear. I might just have to lose out on that money this weekend. Not looking forward to that, but better safe than sorry. So I'll chill around the house. But like I said, I get to.
One of the weird things about this whole pandemic situation that we live in now is that so many people now work from home, right? Like me, I work from home now. And what sucks about that is it means that you don't get snow days anymore.
You get snow days.
No. It snows and you still go to work.
No, I stop what I'm doing and go play in the snow, and then I'll come back in.
Well, yeah, but see, that's because they're not paying attention to whether or not you're actually putting 8 full hours in. And my job, it's like you stay clocked in, you're in. You're doing something the entire time. So it's funny to me because my last job, we begged for snow days when I worked at GameStop, and in my, 14 and a half years with GameStop, I think I had literally 2 snow days the entire time, and we were like, oh my God, there's 6 inches out there. We can't make it. And it'd be like, no, you got to figure out a way to get to the store. It's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
See, I've been blessed and lucky enough that they're like, if you don't feel safe, don't try it.
And I mean, that's the way the job should be, right? Like that's the way that they always should have been. But my job now, I literally walk downstairs, don't leave the house, clock into the computer. So as long as I've got internet, I'm online. I'm working. You know what I mean? So it's funny because there's no such thing as a work from home snow day at this point.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I guess I'm not 100% accurate because, like I said, if Spectrum goes out, then I don't have a way to log in, and then I get a snow day out of it. But my job's weird like that anyway. They don't give you a write-up, but they tell you that you did something wrong, and it goes against your record and everything if you don't make it in for the day. So it is what it is. But it's a lot different than having to drive the 12 miles or the 15 miles to a GameStop store, only to find out that only 6 people are ever going to show up that day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah,
It
it's
really sucks.
it truly did. It truly did. So, uh, so you're supposed to go out to Hickory, but chances are, if the weather's actually the way that it's looking, you're not going to be there, huh?
Nah, and I'm kind of like I said, I was gonna. Oh, I've started going back into. I've been cleared to start back in the gym, so with the CrossFit and stuff again. So I'm very, very, very much looking forward to that. Now it's just getting motivated again. Like I was on a roll there for the months I was doing it. I lost 35 pounds and then got hurt, and then COVID hit, and I gained 20 back. So I got to get back into it. So I'm very excited to be able to get back into a gym, into a schedule and a regimen of working out.
Well, at least you're still 15 pounds down from where you were, because
Yeah.
every time I seem to go to the doctor, I'm up about another 8 pounds. So
Yeah. So that goes back in the, so got to get back into the prepping food, which isn't really that bad. You prep food for the week, and I try to eat healthy or eat clean, like dinners, and then I'll have enough to take over for lunch the next day, kind of thing. So it's getting back into the clean eating and all that stuff. But I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I'm not comfortable with I was comfortable with the weight I lost, and now it's coming back on. I'm starting to feel, in my clothes, and you know that feeling. You're like,
I totally do, man. I look at this and I'm like, what is that? How do I get rid of that? And
that's one of the reasons I grew this bitch back in, because when I shave this, you see all that. So at least this hides it a little bit.
No, I did finally trim my beard too, because everybody at work was like, Rob, your beard's coming in real good. So I was like, nope, got to trim it. Because I mean, it felt like it was like this at that point.
It wasn't though.
No, it wasn't. But I mean, it was thick. I have a good thick beard, but yeah. So it always makes me laugh when that stuff comes up. So found out last week that the Mangolorian has an official ship date now in comic stores. And I'll go ahead and point out that anybody who does not have a way of getting the Mangolorian in their comic book store can go ahead and order from the KeenSpotShop.com. Right now, we're running a contest where anybody who orders an autographed copy, it'll be autographed by both me and Troy Dungara, the artist of the book. It's $25 to do it, but anybody who does enter into that and order one of those will have the ability to win one of 2 sketch covers, one from Troy, one from me. So we're going to give away 2 different sketch covers for, and we look at that as like a minimum $50 value. So something pretty cool there. But I also found out that shortly thereafter, a book that was supposed to be out before it, Junior High Horror's Karate Kai, the printer that we sent that one to, did tell us this week that they do have paper. So they are putting it on the printing lines this week, and while I don't expect them in stores the same day, I expect them in stores within like a week of each other. So so while Mangolorian will actually be in stores early, Junior High Horror's Karate Kai will actually be in stores hopefully right after it. So we're expecting a week or 2 after the Mangolorian launches that you'll actually see Karate Kai in stores. Cool. And then our friends at Dragon's Lair in Fayetteville, North Carolina, have ordered exclusive covers specifically for their shop. So those covers are currently available for pre-order from those 2 shops, or from that shop, for those 2 comics. Now, Tino, I want to go ahead and show you something that I ordered and got this week. It's pretty massive, and I can't even put it on my coffee table because you know how I have that pull-up coffee table, right?
Yeah.
So and you've almost broken it like 6 times now. Whenever you come over it seems like you almost break it. So I have this book right here.
Oh wow!
The Big Damn Sin City, and you can see that it takes up my entire chest, right? Okay.
Holy shit!
It is massive.
What the hell is it?
It's comic book. It's just
Damn.
it's you know how I like to draw stuff with just blacks and whites and no color? Well, Frank Miller, the creator of Sin City, is probably the most known artist for doing that. And
wow.
And I have this 1,300 page book that is basically every single Sin City story that has ever been written. Look at the size of that. Look, right up next to my head. Look at this. It's half the width of my head. Okay? By the way, it weighs 13 pounds.
Did you weigh it? Or
no. When I ordered it from Amazon, it told me how much it weighed.
Oh my God.
It came in a box that was like this big.
Why is it in a box that big?
Well, do you see how big it is? I mean, look at this thing. like literally, it's half my body size, man. Look at this.
So you're gonna read all that?
I've already read it. It's just I wanted this version of it. So
okay.
So I ordered it. And it was quite expensive, but I'm happy with it. So yeah. So and if anybody's taken a look at my Instagram or my TikTok recently, you've probably noticed that there are quite a few different sketches that are done in a very black and white style, and obviously it's because I'm influenced once again by one Frank Miller. So I see we got some chat. Chris Barrett says, I'm Otis without Chad Gable's workout regimen. I'm a little disappointed by that statement. You can legitimately club a baby seal to death with that big damn stick. So I don't normally like reading stuff like that from Chris Barrett, but I will tell you that, like, if a home invader were to show up at my house and I just threw this book at them, they would probably get knocked out from it.
Just drop it from the top of the stairs.
Yeah, if I just threw it down the stairs at them, they're not getting up from this. Like it's probably gonna break some bones. I might not get to read the book again after that, but yeah. So that's it. So Tino, some interesting news in the video game front today. Not exactly a GameStop story of the week or anything, but did you hear the big news today?
Yeah, Microsoft is buying the Activision, the people who make Call of Duty.
Yeah, not just Call of Duty though. Okay, they are also the makers of Candy Crush. They are also the makers of World of Warcraft, Overwatch, StarCraft, and Hearthstone. So
wow.
So this easily is the biggest money deal ever in video gaming. So just to give you some point of perspective here, a couple months ago, probably right before, well, not even right before, but probably 4 or 5 months before Christmas, Microsoft bought a company called Bethesda Softworks. Now, Bethesda Softworks is known for making games like Doom, making games like Dishonored, making games like Fallout and Elder Scrolls. So some of the biggest games in the world, okay? And they bought that company for like $8 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what they bought Activision Blizzard for today?
I read it. I can't remember what I saw.
$68.7 billion. Billion. So let me put it this way. The only deal I have ever heard that was on par or more than that was when Disney bought Fox. and they paid like $82 billion.
God.
So my first question to you, Tino, is this. If you were Bethesda Softworks, or at least a person who was working at Bethesda Softworks before all of this started, and you got $8 billion, and you were like, yeah, we got $8 billion. And then you saw that Microsoft went ahead and bought Activision Blizzard for $68 billion.
But Activision, to me, Activision's bigger. I never heard of Bethesda, honestly. I've heard of Activision, and that's just me. That's just me. I've never heard of Bethesda.
So, and that's fair, except games like Elder Scrolls, which have been around for, like the latest one, Skyrim, had been around for, this was the 10th anniversary or 11th anniversary of it now. And Fallout, I mean, I can tell you, having been a GameStop store manager, the year that Elder Scrolls Skyrim came out, 2011, was the same year that Modern Warfare 2 came out. Modern Warfare 2 was the biggest Call of Duty launch ever. Okay. And yet my Elder Scrolls launch was larger when I worked at GameStop. And I don't know why. Maybe it was just my store, maybe whatever. But I can tell you, my little store, which averaged about $12,000 a week in sales, did $81,000 that week.
Which one was that?
That was North Hills.
Wow.
North Hills. But I know that you know Call of Duty.
Yes.
And what I can say about it, though, is this. And what I wonder and what I ask you is pretty simple. If you were someone working for Bethesda Softworks and you know that now you're already part of Microsoft, would you be sitting there going, damn, we should have held out for another $2 billion?
Probably.
You know what I mean? Like you you got 8 and you're like, all right, that was pretty good. And then all of a sudden, like this Activision deal comes up and it's $68 billion. And you're like
60 billion more.
And you're like, what the fuck?
Yep. Yeah.
like could they have just gone 66 billion for that one and given us 10? Should we have held out for 14? Like what you know what I mean? Like what is what and I have to tell you, interestingly enough, I said that Candy Crush is part of this deal, right?
I didn't even know that. I didn't know Candy Crush was made by Activision.
So I didn't realize it either, but King apparently was bought by Activision within the last 2 to 4 years. Well, Candy Crush last year earned them $800 million in profit.
Oh, I believe it because Nicole plays it like there's no tomorrow.
$800 million.
I think a few thousand came from, I think a few thousand of that came from the Gray House.
If I could just get someone to give me $4 million, I would never have to work again, and I could just work on comic books and maybe even try to sell an idea to a movie studio. Like 200 times what I would need to live off of and never have to work again. Like legitimately. 200 times that is what they earned last year just from Candy Crush.
That's amazing.
Now, I can tell you that Call of Duty was not the big earner that it normally is. You know, like I remember, so we're talking about GameStop when I worked there and Modern Warfare 2, for example. Modern Warfare 2, I believe we had like 900 pre-orders on it.
Okay.
And when I was talking to my friends at the current local GameStops for whatever Vanguard or whatever the hell it's called, they were all telling me we were lucky to have like 25 pre-orders. 25! I had 900 pre-orders.
I like Vanguard.
Wow!
I'm enjoying my Vanguard, so...
Well, I'm glad someone is. I'll start enjoying it when it's on Game Pass, because now the question is, which of these games goes directly to Game Pass, becomes part of Game Pass Ultimate. And if I had to guess, Microsoft will do exactly what they did when they bought Bethesda, and all of those games are now on Game Pass. And a lot of people are already asking, does this mean that Call of Duty will no longer be available on PlayStation? The first answer is pretty simple. No. Okay.
It doesn't mean that, or it won't be available anymore.
So when Microsoft bought Minecraft still came out on PlayStation. Minecraft still came out on Switch. When they bought another game, same thing happened. Oh, when they bought Obsidian, the game Outer Worlds came out on everything. So if I had to guess, I'm going to say right now that Call of Duty will continue to come out on everything. Here's the thing, though. Microsoft, if you own an Xbox or you own a PC and you pay $15 a month for Game Pass Ultimate, you're going to get it included. But if you own a PlayStation, you're going to have to pay $70 for it. So they're still going to have an added revenue stream from all of those idiots that sit there and pardon me saying that, but all those idiots sitting there saying, well, PlayStation's the way to go. Now, granted, I will say this. I love my PlayStation. PlayStation has a lot of good exclusives. But let me ask you something, Tino. If you get Call of Duty, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Halo, Forza, Skylanders, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, I mean, like that's eight titles right there, right? If you get all those titles included, are you not just going to sit there and say, let me go ahead and buy the $500 Xbox and pay $15 a month to get these games?
Possibly. I'm just not an Xbox dude. I'm so, you know what I'm saying? And I guess that's a preference.
But would you rather sit there and say, over the next 5 years, I'm going to pay $500 on different Call of Duty games? Or should I just buy this system and have all of that included every month for $15 a month?
I see what you're saying, but I don't play those other games that you know what I mean? I don't play.
I think that you would start playing a bunch of them. Maybe not all of them, but you would play Halo because it's a similar game to a Call of Duty.
Yeah.
You would play Dishonored, which is a first person game. You would play Doom because it's a first person game. You would play all those. So
yeah, like
anybody sitting there thinking that Microsoft is making a bad move by doing this, or Sony's not in any trouble for Microsoft, they're not reading the world correctly. Microsoft all along has been trying to sit here and do video games as a service, right? That's what Xbox Live was originally meant to be. And they were charging $10 a month for Xbox Live. Now they charge $15 a month and you get Xbox Live, but you also get 100+ games to play every month. Like, who's kidding themselves with this? Microsoft has so many video games that you can play now. And by the way, if you sign up for 3 years of Xbox Live and pay $1, you can upgrade to that $15 a month plan for $1.
Yeah.
So all these people sitting there saying that they think Microsoft's stupid or that PlayStation's still the way to go. The unfortunate thing about it is that it's not apples and apples anymore. And it's not even apples and oranges anymore. It is a completely different business model.
Yeah.
And anybody who sits there and thinks differently is kidding themselves. They're fooling themselves. You can sit there, Tino, and say, okay, on my PS4, I'm okay paying $60 a month, $60 a year for Call of Duty and $60 for the new WWE game, and thinking that you're okay with it. But at $180 a year, okay, that's what the $15 a month costs. I get all of that. And I get Halo. And I get Gears of War. And I get Forza. And I get, like, see what I mean?
Yeah.
The only thing I don't get out of that is WWE, and we don't even know if that's going to be any good. You know what I mean? Now, there was news that came out this week about that. Did you hear what it was?
The game?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Rey Mysterio is going to be the cover athlete on it.
Sweet.
Yeah. So once again, they don't go with anybody new. Probably because they assume that they might actually be let go before the game comes out. No, I'm kidding, but that seems to be the consensus. So Rey Mysterio is the cover athlete, and the collector's edition is rumored, because they haven't actually said it yet, is rumored to be the NWO edition.
Wow.
So it'd be kind of cool if there was like an autographed NWO piece of memorabilia in there. So that there you go with all that. You ready to talk some wrestling?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So let's go ahead and start with NXT 2.0. Last week we had New Year's Evil.
Was that last week or the week before?
Oh, it was the week before. I'm sorry. However, last week was Grayson Waller versus AJ Styles. Yes. And then AJ Styles took care of him pretty quickly. Well, not pretty quickly, but in a good match, solid match. He made Grayson Waller look good. Obviously, AJ Styles. We talked about this off the air, I think, a couple days ago, and how good AJ Styles actually is. But but when the match ended, AJ Styles said his night for Grayson Waller was just beginning, and that somebody hadn't forgotten him. And LA Knight ran down to the ring and literally, normally you would say from pillar to post if it was inside the four walls of the ring, but he literally threw him around the CWC.
And it was awesome.
And all I could think to myself was, he's going to end up hurting himself throwing this kid around like this at some point.
And see, and what I'm liking about that, because before we got on here, I watched the first part of NXT, and his character is going back. Remember, I always said I liked him better as Eli Drake. Yes. He's going back to the Eli Drake character and all the mannerisms and the catchphrases, but he's keeping with the LA Knight. So I guess
WWE owns that character. That's why they're gonna run with that character, right?
But they're letting him say his old catchphrases and doing his old shtick, which is cool. All right.
Until Vince McMahon realizes that he didn't come up with it.
Yeah. And then we had
anything else to talk about from NXT last week?
Somebody stepped up? Who stepped up to Braun Breaker?
Someone stepped up.
Mello came out. Somebody came out.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I do know that there was a segment where Walter did go up to Malcolm Bivens, and I thought it was really interesting that the entire Diamond Mine came out without Roderick Strong.
I think Roderick is getting ready to go face, because if you notice, when he was getting healed up, or he was in the back with the trainer, Cro-Magnon man passed by him and said something. So they're trying to push him as a major heel. So I think Roddy's about to go face.
Well, I can tell you that WWE.com did show a video of Malcolm Bivens sitting there talking trash, and Walter walking up and looking at him from behind and going, "What did you just say?" And Roddy showed up, and Roddy looked right at Walter and pushed Walter off of Malcolm Bivens and said, "I don't know what you think, but I'm not scared of you. Everyone else might be, but I'm not scared of you." And then Walter was like, "Are you trying to protect him?" And he goes, "No, I'm just telling you I'm not scared of you." And that's pretty much it. So
nice. That might be a good match.
I think we are building to a Roddy versus Walter match. I feel bad for Roddy.
You think?
Because I showed you the TikTok of Walter giving a chop to that one dude and literally chopping him in half.
My God. I forgot.
Literally, I mean, folks, if you haven't seen this video, go out and look. I think it was Ilya Dragunov. I'm not sure, but Walter sits there and literally takes the chest off of somebody.
He chopped the shit.
I mean,
his hand almost came out of old boy's back. He hit him
and he literally went through. It was like a horror movie thing, you know, like it was just insane to watch. So for anybody out there who wants to see what Walter is capable of, the unfortunate thing is I don't think WWE will ever understand how to use him. But my God, when he hits that dude, his chest collapses. Like he probably needed the paddles to start his chest back up.
I was about to say he chopped the soul out that mother. You saw his soul leave his body.
That's just pretty crazy. So Tino, last week we went to our second AEW broadcast. And hold on a second, I'll be right back.
Oh, here we go. You got to show off your merch.
You can start talking about what you thought about the show.
I thought the show was pretty good. Rob finally got to sing Fozzy. I thought he was going to cry if he didn't get to sing Fozzy. So we finally got to sing Fozzy. I was disappointed that Hook wasn't on either AEW on Dynamite or Rampage. They at the beginning, Tony Khan did bring out Hook. I knew this shit was coming. Tony Khan did bring out Hook for the crowd while they were setting up, and everybody was cheering, and the roof came off the place. I don't know what's going to happen, but Hook's going to be something.
So I don't know what they're like. So Hook for 3 straight weeks had been on Rampage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
you said it's probably going to be the Hook show, which I agree.
Which I've been saying.
Yeah.
We get to the end of Dynamite, and you know they're gonna broadcast Rampage after. And Tony Khan comes out, and Tony Khan goes, "We're all about giving you what you want. So what is it that you guys want?"
And he knew it because he was doing this too.
And he was going like this.
Yeah.
And the whole group was sitting there saying, "Send Hook, send Hook, send Hook." So they send out Hook, and Hook looks like he's already ready to go home. He's wearing his pink pants. He's wearing his white jacket, his white puffy coat. He's wearing his book bag like he literally just like he's literally a 13-year-old girl leaving school. Like it might as well have been a unicorn on there.
You keep talking shit and Hook see you in public.
Yeah, let's see what he does. Let's see what he does. Go ahead, Brandon.
Fuck you up.
He'll hook me up. That's what he'll do. But he comes out and he's got a lollipop in his mouth, and he's got his Power Rangers / Dragon Ball hair, and he literally walks out and he looks around and he looks at Tony Khan, and then he walks backstage again.
But they sat out there for a minute watching the dude roll the carpet up and was watching. It was funny.
Now I will say that having gone live to 2 different AEW shows now, you know, I was disappointed the first time because we didn't get Moxley. We didn't get Kenny Omega. We barely got Bryan Danielson when we were in Greensboro. Mm-hmm. We did not get Chris Jericho at all. And then they came to Raleigh. Now
and you got Tino Fozzy twice.
Now we did get to, and see, that's just it. We got to sing Fozzy twice, which Tino yelled at me, and he's like, "Why are you screaming in my ear?" And I was like, "Because I'm singing Fozzy." Damn it!
That wasn't singing, that was yelling.
I was singing it at the top of my lungs, like only I can. But Tino,
facing me like this in my ear, I'm like, "What the fuck? Why are you yelling in my ear?"
Yeah, I was like, "'Cause you need to hear this." But I was still a little disappointed.
You're mad because we're not going to get that damn intergender match.
What now?
You're mad because we're not going to get the intergender match.
I was mad about that. I was mad we didn't get the Briscoes. I was mad that we didn't get the return of John Moxley.
The Briscoes are here.
I was mad we didn't get the return of John Moxley.
But we got Brody King.
I was mad that you didn't even want to tell me that I was right, that the Raleigh PNC Center could only be filled about 60% by wrestling fans.
Well, because you were wrong, because Raw filled that place more, which I was surprised that more people didn't come out. Like I said, I don't know if it was because of COVID. I don't know what it was, but Raw, when we went and you didn't that time, it was more packed than that.
But I can tell you that I went to the Hurricanes game the very next night, where the Hurricanes got blown out 6-0. 6-0. Like they literally didn't show up. And there was about 16,000 people out of the 18,000 person arena when the game started.
Well, that's because that's our hometown team. That's what I would imagine that. Yeah, I'm not surprised about that.
Are you kidding? For like 5 years, they couldn't get 6,000 people in that place.
I'm not surprised about that.
But I'll tell you, I was very shocked. Very shocked, and even Busted Open was talking about it the next day, because Tommy Dreamer was talking about how like when they were showing it on video, that the place looked empty, and you know, we were on the side that they put everybody on, but they tarped off the 300 section, so there were at least 2,000 seats not used at all.
There are 2,000 seats in that section.
In the 300 section? All the way around? Absolutely.
Okay.
But there were at least 2,000 seats up there not used. The hard camera side, they didn't have anybody on the hard camera. And then everything on the same side as where the cameras were was maybe 60% full. And we were full on our side, but I mean, the place was loud, because that arena was made to be a loud arena. But you have to believe that for Tony Khan to want to come back, he was pretty disappointed in the ticket sales for that place.
He might. I wouldn't be surprised if they try it one more time.
Oh, they'll try it again. They will. In fact, if they specifically start doing house shows, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a house show in Raleigh. But remember, 3 weeks before that in Greensboro, they did 16,000 people.
Yeah.
And they probably did 8,000 people in Raleigh. You know, like that's a huge.
Yeah.
And in their defense, it was the third North Carolina show in a month. So I will give them that.
I'm sure people traveled from here.
The fact that they did the Battle of the Belts in Charlotte, where they charged the same amount for the tickets for half the show. So I think that may have set some people off. We obviously think that the COVID cases set some people off. Yeah. So I mean, there are a lot of things that could go involved with it, but with Raleigh having 16,000 plus at the hockey game the next night, I don't think that the COVID thing stands up as well as what a lot of people would have thought.
Okay.
So, but talking about the actual matches and everything else, we start out with Adam Cole and Red Dragon coming down to the ring, and as they start running their mouths and doing what they always do, baby. It's story time with Adam Cole, baby, right? The Young Bucks come down, and we think we're gonna get a little bit of heat between the Young Bucks and Red Dragon.
It's coming. I think they're gonna slow burn that.
Well, of course. They're going to wait until Kenny Omega's ready to come back. Especially now that they don't have Kevin Owens coming in, right?
So you think that you think it'll be Red Dragon, so undisputed against the Elite?
I think that's the smart way to go. You know, I mean, right?
Excuse me, Paragon.
Yeah, whatever they're called. I still think they ought to call themselves the upper echelon. Which, by the way, was a group that when I was back in my old role playing wrestling days, that was a group of ours. So we had the UE before the UE was ever anything. 20 years before
Role playing wrestling.
What?
Please tell me you didn't do wrestling Dungeons and Dragons style. Please
I've never played Dungeons and Dragons, so I don't know.
That's like live action role play and role play.
No, we weren't LARPing.
Okay.
But we did used to write our matches out and stuff like that. So, but anyways, I won't go too far into that.
Okay.
It did help sculpt me as a writer.
Cool.
So we ended up having the best friends come down, and we even had a moment where Chris Statlander looked like she was getting ready to boop Adam Cole. And what happened, Tino?
DMD came running out, which I'm surprised because they really haven't. I think they've alluded to the fact that Cole and Britt are together without actually saying it. But last night, I guess they figured, or not, excuse me, last Wednesday, I guess they figured the hell with it.
Oh, their very first time that they actually that Adam Cole was there, he came down, looked Tony Schiavone in the eye, and said, "If you ever look at her cross-eyed, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you."
Yeah,
so
they never said. You know what I'm saying? But they know, people know. It's kind of like a tongue-in-cheek wink, wink.
Well, I think what's gonna happen, because they announced that next week we're gonna get, what is it, Orange Cassidy and Chris Statlander. And I have a feeling we're going to get them coming out to Britt Baker's music. So when she goes DMD, Adam Cole then go, baby.
That'd be cool.
I think that's what, or don't be surprised to see if they all of a sudden have a new theme song just because it's the two of them, you know, like
so kind of like
the women's champ and someone who is good enough to be the world champ.
Or merge them together like they did Arcade Bros music.
Bro.
Yeah. And I'll be cool with that. I'll be cool with that.
So then we got
Baker. The doctor will see you now.
Yeah, the doctor will see you now, baby.
It's all about the doctor will see you now.
It's all about the it's all about the drill. Eddie Kingston and Jericho end up having more shit going on backstage. But let's talk about the real meat and potatoes of the episode. We get
I'm better than you, and you know it.
We get CM Punk versus Wardlow.
Now, if Brock Lesnar has Suplex City, Wardlow, I don't know what you call that, powerbomb country. I don't know, but he powerbombed that bitch like 8 times.
It's like Pound Town.
I was like, no.
So it was shades of Diesel versus Bret Hart.
Yes.
And even the way the match ended was still shades of that. And it seems that CM Punk is really looking back to certain Bret Hart matches to dictate how his matches are going currently. And we all know that history of wrestling repeats itself.
Always.
Because good stories can be repeated multiple times. MJF sits there and tells Wardlow he's not done. Wardlow's like, come on, I've got him beat. MJF keeps sitting there like goading him on. Wardlow ends up getting pinned because of the worst schoolgirl of all time. The roll up was just what's that?
Let's talk about the dramatic after he got power bombed through the table, the crawl back to the ring, and she's at 9, and he makes it into the ring.
It was so slow.
Yes.
The one thing we noticed all night long, Tino, is that when they would get to the last count, it was always slow. And we finally realized what it was.
We were looking
was
at
that you and I kept looking up at the big Jumbotron, and the
hearing.
Jumbotron was like a second and a half off. So it would be like 1, 2, and then it'd be like, no.
And then we're like, what the hell? And then we realized, we look at the ring, oh, that's what it is.
And we finally realized, I think we realized it during Rampage. I don't even think we realized
we realized it because we heard the slap before it happened on the screen. We heard the slap. We're like, what the hell is that?
But CM Punk finally makes it back to the ring, gets back in the ring. MJF sitting there telling Wardlow he can't finish the match yet. He's got to do it again. He's got to do it again. He goes to pick Punk up for the 9th time, maybe the 10th time. I don't even know exactly how many it was.
He got powerbomb 8 times.
I thought it was 8. Causey said it was 9.
It was 8 because I went back and watched it. It was 8.
Okay, so he goes and he actually hits him with 8. He goes for the 9th, and Punk does the silliest roll up of all. I mean, the only roll up in history that looked worse than this roll up was when Steve Austin had broken his neck.
Yep.
And rolled up Owen Hart in the worst and saddest way possible. Wardlow, you can see his eyes wide open on the TV screen, sitting there watching as he's getting pinned. You know, and that's one of those things that you're not supposed to see. And that's one of the sad things about pro wrestling. But we get 2 story movements here, Tino.
Yes.
We get MJF getting pissed off because he's now one step closer to having to face CM Punk one more time, right? Like, they haven't faced each other in a singles match yet. He avoided him the entire time they were in that 6-man dance that they did. But we also get major advancement in the Wardlow versus MJF storyline. Now, this storyline is probably the longest running storyline in all of AEW since the very first time we saw Wardlow show up. He was badmouthed by MJF, talked down to by MJF. Everything that could possibly be against him from MJF has been against him by MJF. And yet, he is stuck by him. He's continued collecting the paycheck. And he's even got Sean Spears running out to the ring going, no, you can't do that. Now, I don't know why Sean Spears is running out without a shirt on. Like, why are you wearing a suit coat with no shirt? That's fucked up.
He didn't have time to put one on.
It's fucked up. We don't need to see that. Especially if you got time to put one of those little like beanies on. You got plenty of time to put a t-shirt on.
But he didn't have a shirt on. It's kind of cold outside, so we wanted to make sure he kept warm somehow.
But Wardlow calms down. Wardlow leaves the ring. MJF leaves the ring. We get some sort of commercial break or whatever, and then all of a sudden MJF's music hits again, and MJF comes out, and what's he do, Tino?
He's like, no. He's like, you guys want the match? You want the match? No more running. No more hiding. Next week, CM Punk. It's CM Punk versus Sean Spears. Motherfucker.
And yet the whole time I'm sitting there going, he's going to say Sean Spears. He's going to say Sean Spears. He's going to say Sean Spears. Fucker said Sean Spears. It's quite annoying. It was quite annoying. But, again, seriously moved 2 storylines along. Obviously, next week we now get CM Punk, or tomorrow we get CM Punk versus Sean Spears, which ought to be a hell of a match. I have a feeling Sean Spears will get disqualified by hitting him with a chair.
Now, the next match I want to talk about.
Actually, hold on.
Uh-huh.
How much you want to bet CM Punk wins this match by hitting Sean Spears with a chair and then tossing the chair at
Eddie
Sean
Guerrero
Spears and then falling down Eddie Guerrero style?
I'm willing to take that bet because I think he'll do the same. I'm thinking the same thing.
I'm thinking that's exactly what's gonna happen, and that'll piss MJ off even more. Because it'll be like, you even cheat to win now. Like,
Yep.
what is up with you?
Yep.
So
I thought about that. And I meant to tell you about that the other day. I thought about it. Other match.
Well, there we go. Now we both agree that that's how we think that this match tomorrow night is going to end.
This other match I want to talk back is simply just because it's pure comedy. Because sitting next to you while this match went on was pure comedy. And that would be the Dante Martin and Powerhouse Hobbs match.
And why was that comedy sitting next to me?
Because you kept saying his teeth.
Powerhouse Hobbs' teeth chew on other people's teeth.
I said he's got like 120 teeth in his mouth.
He has an entire thing of chiclets.
Oh God. The whole match, dude. I couldn't concentrate on the match because we were laughing because every time he'd come up.
Because Hobbs did this thing where he's just like, and when you and I mean like it was like this, okay. So here's a receipt that I have, but it was like this.
No, but his teeth, I swear, I'll make you see my fingers, were this big.
His teeth, each tooth is like this big.
I'm like he's got John Cena teeth.
No, because you can't see John Cena's teeth.
Oh, John Cena has Barney Rubble teeth. His teeth remind me of the Flintstones.
I'll tell you though, like Dante Martin jumps off of certain things. Yes. He was like jumping off of Powerhouse Hobbs' teeth. It was like the clouds in Mario Brothers, you know, like.
And the cool part of that match is Jay Lethal ran out. The run in from Jay Lethal.
So when we were in Greensboro, I sat there and I said, "Hey Tino, you know who we haven't seen since he showed up and had his one match against Sammy Guevara? Jay Lethal." So then we go to Raleigh, and Jay Lethal shows up on Dark.
Yep.
He shows up on Dynamite. And then he shows up on Rampage.
Now you missed. I think you had left to go get something when Lethal came out. Yeah, you'd go on the merch stand because they did his whole the Black Machismo music started up. Then it went to another thing. What was so funny? He was so excited. I mean, he was so hyped. I told you missed it. He went to go jump. You know how on the outside he jumps up on that top rainbow. He almost fell backwards. He had to catch himself on the ring rope. I'm like, dude, that match would have been over. That match before it started if he'd have fell backwards off that ring. But he did it the whole night. He did the whole, oh yeah, he did his Macho Man bit.
And he did the woo, and then he even went like this.
It was awesome, dude. Oh, you missed it. You missed it when you were still there. He even he slapped his opponent and fell down, and he did the strut. He was doing the strut, and everybody was woo. He played into it. It was so awesome.
Yeah, I can tell you, man, when I saw Jay Lethal before it wasn't cool anymore to act like Ric Flair when he was in Ring of Honor, like, I mean, there was something about every time you would see Jay Lethal do the Ric Flair impression. Like, it was just insane. My
all-time favorite was Impact with him and Ric Flair doing the Flair off.
Oh,
they were trying to
and dude, that thing hits my timeline like once every 4 or 5 months, and I watch the entire thing. I love how it's always like when one dog sees another dog in the yard.
Woo, woo,
woo, woo, woo, woo.
That's my line. That's my line. That's my line.
No, you can't sit there and say that, brother. Woo! You can't do that, brother. Woo! 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 Woo!
And they start throwing shoes at each other.
they're dropping elbows on suit coats and shit.
Oh God, that like I said, that is my all-time favorite segment of Impact.
Yeah, you know, I tend to agree with you. It also came up on my timeline this week. Did you know who the last pro wrestler to beat The Rock on Monday Night Raw was?
Oh, wow. No.
If you're in the audience and you want to go ahead and give a shout out and give an answer, please do.
Brooklyn Brawler.
So I'll put it this way: who's the last person to beat The Rock in a match, singles match?
Stone Cold? I don't know.
No. Remember, he had 2 matches against one guy, both at WrestleMania.
Cena?
Yep. So Cena is technically the last match that he lost, right? And he lost the second match to Cena.
Right.
The match before that was about 7 years before it, and it was on a Monday Night Raw.
Wasn't Punk, was it?
No. In fact, he beat Punk twice. Because Punk lost to him at the Royal Rumble the year that they went for the title at WrestleMania, and Cena beat him. And then he got a return match against Punk because of that, and he beat Punk both times. No, it was the Hurricane. Was the last person to get a clean victory on The Rock.
Wow.
On Monday Night Raw. And it was during the whole Scorpion King.
Yes. Scorpion
stuff.
King has a little ding-a-ling.
And it's like, no. Whoa, big fella. So, anything else you want to talk about with Dynamite?
I got. I can't think of any. The Sheeta match, but no.
Let's go ahead and say they did give us the next person going after the AEW World Title.
Surprise.
Dan Lambert. No.
Archer.
Lance Archer made a return. And Lambert made it look like Archer was going to beat the shit out of him. And instead, I'm going to tell you, Archer did his finisher, which is like a reverse Razor's Edge. And he did it in such a way that he did it on a chair to Hangman. And I was very impressed because Hangman waited till the absolute last second to tuck his head to not break his neck during that move. And I mean, like, it is.
I didn't think he had tucked.
Oh, he tucked.
Well, I realized at first I didn't think he had. I was like, oh, that's
but like Archer grabbed him and went like this, and at the very last second, Hangman's head tucked under, and he went straight through the chair. And it was amazing to watch. Like, they showed it like 6 or 7 times while we were there. Obviously, we watched it when we watched the replay on TV. Just incredible to watch this stuff. So, very well done by Hangman. I'm not buying Archer as a viable candidate.
I mean, they got to have somebody until, you know what I mean?
Until who?
I don't know. But yeah, I agree. I don't think Archer will win. I mean, but I don't know.
I mean, if Archer wins, I feel like it takes something away from that championship. Now, interestingly enough, we did not get any Bryan Danielson at all on either shows.
Was Brody?
Which I was
Brody
very disappointed by.
Brody came out on
was it Rampage?
Dynamite.
So
because
the end of Dynamite,
it was Matt Hardy against Miro, not Miro, Cero Miro against Penta. Yeah, because he beat Matt Hardy. Then he got on. Then Penta got on the mic, was talking smack about Brody, not Brody. I'm sorry, talking about Malachi Black
for no reason.
And Malachi Black came out. Then the Hollywood Blondes, the Varsity Blondes came out, and then they had Malachi on the floor, and he counted. 1, 2, 3. It's counting them, and then the lights.
The lights went out.
Then we got Brody King.
Who
is bigger in person. I'm like, that dude is awesome.
Yeah, and the crowd knew who he was, which I guess was a good thing.
Yeah.
So I guess that went over well.
Yeah, because because Brody King obviously came over from Ring of Honor, but I think him and Malachi were tag champions in New Japan.
They were tag champions somewhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Speaking of, and I know you don't get access, but I'm kind of excited. New Japan's coming on Access. I think this company's going to start showing after Impact. So New Japan is coming back.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. SmackDown.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Lita.
Yep.
Lita came back and Charlotte came out and got in her face, and she got a twist of fate for her trouble.
Well, Lita said something about her looking like a Disney princess first.
Lita also says she thinks she's got one more run. Do you think Lita's going to win the Royal Rumble?
No.
But I don't think. And Charlotte, I forgot Charlotte's in the Royal Rumble, and she said if she wins, she gets to pick her opponent. Does Charlotte win the Royal Rumble?
I also think no.
Who wins the Women's Royal Rumble?
Well, I think what's going to happen is Lita's going to throw Charlotte out now. I didn't think that that's what they were planning before, but I think it went over well enough with the crowd to where they want to see it. And I think because of that, Lita throws Charlotte out, maybe with the help of Mickie James, maybe not. But then Charlotte sits there and says, "You pissed me off so much. You want it. You got it." And they go Charlotte versus Lita at WrestleMania. I think that it's the best option that they have. Like Chris Barrett actually says, Lita's going to beat the piss out of Charlotte. Rumors were coming out that Lita was actually in talks with AEW to do a match with Britt Baker. They couldn't agree to terms, so because of that, it really was used to get Lita one more run with the WWE, and we're seeing that now, right? So I could see Lita coming back, winning the title, and then losing it at WrestleMania Backlash, because I have a feeling they're going to call it WrestleMania Backlash again this year.
So you think Lita wins the title and loses it at Backlash back to Charlotte?
Yeah, or loses it to somebody in a 3-way dance or 4-way dance or something like that, and allows for something else to happen.
You don't think they'll let Lita have a run with it for a little bit?
Well, I don't expect a long run.
Yeah, not a long one, but maybe 3-4 months.
I doubt it. But now we're starting to see Alexa Bliss on TV again. We haven't seen Bayley yet. Rumors Bayley will be back.
Rumors are Bayley's going to be back. The one's going to face
Becky. They're rumoring. They're rumoring that Bayley will be back in February or early March. We're also rumoring that Asuka could come back, and Asuka versus Becky would actually be a very good match at WrestleMania.
Makes sense since Becky, when she left, she kind of gave Asuka the belt. Well, not gave it because Asuka won the
right, but Becky was a babyface at the time. Now Becky's a heel, so
yeah.
Asuka could be pissed off and sit there and say that she wants it back. I don't see Mickie James winning, but I do see them putting her in a positive light and a positive spot. But on top of all of that, we got Seth Rollins, I guess babyface Seth Rollins against Roman Reigns. And I'm going to say right now that Roman Reigns schooled the shit out of Seth Rollins by sitting there saying he's in God mode right now. And on top of that, if Adam Pearce really wanted to give him a solid competition, he wouldn't even look in Seth's vicinity of his own household.
Before you mess it up,
Becky Lynch.
No,
to go against him.
No, that's not what Roman said. Was if I want a true competition, I would ask for your wife. No, Roman said he would have. He didn't. I was like, oh shit. That's
yeah.
fucked up. But him doing the whole dip-de-doo to get out of the way of the Usos was kind of.
It's annoying as shit, man. And like what's even more annoying is that he's a heel on Raw, and he's supposed to be a babyface on SmackDown. And they haven't told us like what's going on with any of that shit.
I told you what I think what's going to probably end up happening. Brock's going to be a free agent. So what's going to happen is Brock's going
Seth's going to win. Seth's going to take the title over to Raw, and then SmackDown Brock is going to sit there and say, "Oh, Roman, you want this? You can come after me now." And I think that that's stupid.
Stupid, but who are we talking about?
Well, it's stupid because what they should be doing, Tino, is they should be promoting Brock going after the title, not Brock being the champion and Roman sitting there saying he wants the championship from Brock. Like, right now, they back themselves into shitty corners in both major championships. And then on top of that, you're going to get Sami Zayn thrown over the top rope by Johnny Knoxville in the Royal Rumble, and that's fucking garbage. It's fucking garbage.
They're going to pull a David Arquette, and Knoxville's going to be a champion.
Dude, I'm going to tell you right now, I was thinking about this, and I would be completely okay if the storyline was built correctly, if Knoxville ended up landing on the ground after Sami Zayn to win the Rumble, and then Sami Zayn had to go to Elimination Chamber and beat Johnny Knoxville. And they did like a very similar match to the Big Show or Vince McMahon versus Stone Cold Steve Austin St. Valentine's Day Massacre steel cage match. I would be completely fine with all of that. And then you give Sami Zayn the victory. Sami Zayn goes on to WrestleMania to face the champion. But it looks like the championship matches are already going to be determined before they even go to Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, which is sad.
Which means, while I do think there's a possibility that you get Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville at WrestleMania, I don't want to see it.
Nah.
I don't even want to see Johnny Knoxville take up a spot in the Royal Rumble.
Sami Zayn was comical Friday night doing his Zayn skit.
He was and he wasn't. Like, it was okay for the first 2 or 3 minutes, but the last 10 minutes was like, God, would you just get this over with?
You knew he wasn't going to do it. You knew he wasn't going to do it.
Like, Johnny Knoxville should have hit both of those two guys and just pushed Sami Zayn in the shopping cart so that Sami Zayn would have ended up doing whatever it was.
He wouldn't have made it over that ring.
No, he wouldn't have made it over there. But that would have been the point, is that he would have gotten knocked over and shit. Knowing Sami Zayn, he would have gotten injured during it.
What's up with Rick Booze's haircut? He did, and it was funny. It was funny when he came out and Pat McAfee said he called him what's the lead singer of Queen?
He looks like Freddie Mercury now.
He called him Freddie Mercury Jr.
He looks like a jacked up Freddie Mercury. He absolutely does.
And that was funny.
Yeah, I don't know if that was funny or not, but
trying to think what else happened. I think that's about it, though.
That really was about it. Yeah.
Then we had Raw last night.
Well, hold on. We had Rampage still.
Oh, fuck it. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah. Hey. No.
Rampage. We got Adam Cole,
Baby,
versus Trent Beretta, which ended up becoming a dumpster fire.
Yeah, because they had a brawl.
They had the brawl. Everybody gets sent to the back, and that's when we get Britt Baker to announce that they're going to do a mixed tag match next Wednesday.
And it didn't make sense because we were live, but it made sense when I watched it back on television that your boy Ricky Starks was talking mad shit about Jay Lethal, which is why Jay Lethal came out. I'm like,
and then Jay Lethal comes out, and Jay Lethal for the third time in the night comes out to the Raleigh crowd and sits there and says, hey, you keep talking about this FTW title, but I don't see anybody lining up to take it from you. Maybe it's because it's not recognized, but I'll take it from you.
He said, and once you ask your daddy, I meant Taz.
And then, of course, the crowd starts yelling, "Who's your daddy? Who's your
Oh,
daddy?"
God.
Great moment there. And then we got the first tag team championship match with Jurassic Express as the World Tag Team Champions.
And I was looking, I think I told you, I was looking at the screen because remember, we were like, I think Marco's stunt got released. And you're looking at the screen, and that's the first time I've seen that entrance without Marco's stunt in it. Because he, even in Greensboro, he was in the video, and in Raleigh he was not.
Yeah, and the entrance video, so the one thing you got to give WWE credit for with their entrance videos is that if they've got a 4-minute song, they've got a 4-minute entrance video.
Yeah, not the same clips over and over and over and over.
It literally was the same 3 clips over and over. I mean, it was Luchasaurus eating lettuce.
A tree branch, leaves off a tree.
It leaves off a tree. Jungle Boy sitting there trying to fish with a stick. And I don't know what the other one is, but there's only like 3 of them, and it's like, this is trash. Like, it's a good thing they've got a good entrance song, because otherwise, like, I would be booing them out of here with this entrance video that they got. And then they got Christian Cage with them, and Christian Cage doesn't even get part of the video.
Yeah.
Like, and can I say something that will probably disappoint a lot of people out there, and that's this.
Awesome.
Christian Cage is obviously and easily the best wrestler of the 3 of them. And yet he's being relegated to sitting there talking about us, even though he's not part of us.
Yes.
He's not part of Jurassic Express.
Now, the cool thing, and the funny thing, I thought I got a little chuckle out of is when they were doing the backstage segment, and they pulled out the kazoos to do their theme music.
If there's anyone that knows anything about a kazoo, it's me.
He said, if I can make a kazoo iconic, what can I do with Jurassic Express? I'm like, oh, okay.
And basically what he can do with them is sit there at the corner and go, and that's it. Like,
has he even wrestled? I don't think he's wrestled.
Not in a while. Not in a while. Like his last couple matches were like 3-way or trios matches with Jurassic Express. So yeah, it was fine. It was fine. Monday Night Raw.
Corey Graves has been cleared to wrestle.
Yep.
And I'm wondering.
Oh, he'll be in the Rumble.
That, but I'm wondering if they're going to put him together with Carmella, because I think you said that because Edge and Beth, and I didn't think about that. You're right. Edge and Beth are right off into the sunset.
The fuck's up with Beth Phoenix's hair?
I don't know.
It's horrible.
It's different, but they're right off in the sunset. So you think that Corey and Carmella can have? You said you thought with Miz and Maurice, they could do something with them.
I mean, they can. I think that's one option. I think that obviously the joke of say you're in the Rumble without saying you're in the Rumble was the big joke. At the same time, like what I would rather see them do with Corey Graves is what they used to do with Lawler, where Lawler would run his mouth to the point where someone would finally sit there and say, Lawler, you think that you could do better? Why don't you get in the ring with me? And have Corey Graves sit there and go, well, fine then. And have
or sticking up for his broadcast team, like Lawler used to stick up for JR, which don't make any sense because what's his name as a wrestler? Byron Saxton's a wrestler, so he'd probably be just sticking up for the other dude.
Well, I want to know why Byron Saxton is not a wrestler anymore.
Don't know. Be funny if they made Byron Saxton and Corey Graves a tag team.
No, it would not be funny. It'd be terrible. That's what it would be.
More Alexa Bliss on her way back. I'm trying to think of everything that happened last night.
What is up with them having her talk to a psychologist, and it's not the one that Bryan Danielson and Kane talked to back in the day?
No, they don't. No, because they wanted something new. I think last week was funny when she started wrecking shit, and this week when he was like, and she kept saying Lily, and he said imaginary, and she just stood up and looked at him. And he goes, "Yeah, time's up." He was like, "I'm out. This bitch is crazy. I'm out."
All I can say is it was terrible. So
they're just building her back up. I wonder if she's going to come back as Alexa, the old Alexa. So I doubt they're going to bring her back as this version of the Bray Wyatt version of Alexa. I'm hoping they bring her back as.
Yeah, I think what I think we might actually see is her actually show up as multiple characters in the Royal Rumble.
Like doing the Mick Foley thing.
I think that might be what happens. She gets tossed out really quick as the Bray Wyatt style character, so she comes back as the goddess and actually does well.
Yeah, it could be.
Tino, I don't really have that much more to talk about pro wrestling. I will say that the Seth versus Bobby Lashley match was kind of a disappointment to me. I also think that.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
What I thought was about to happen just for a split second when the Hurt Business came in and jumped Lashley and Seth was looking, I was thinking Shield 2.0 or something like that for him to have against Roman and the Bloodline. He was going to have him and the Hurt Business. You know what I'm saying?
No, but I also was not really like happy with the whole RK Bro Alpha Academy like university or whatever it was,
or the graduation thing he did.
Yeah,
that was dumb.
really bad. Did like the Vince McMahon Austin Theory segments. I mean, although I would have preferred it if Vince McMahon had sat there and said, "If you lose this match, I'm going to beat you up and send a selfie to your mom," and actually have him lose the match, have them close the door, have him go, "No, Mr. McMahon, no, please, no," and then all of a sudden McMahon walk out with a big smile on his face and be like, "Oh, she's going to love this," like that would have been so much better.
I like what they're doing. I like what they're doing right now with him because, like I've always said, whenever they come up from NXT, they don't know what to do with them, or they just handle them wrong, or they mishandle them. I like that they're taking Austin Theory because he's young and he's good, and they're putting him with Vince McMahon, which is, I think they're showing that they've got faith in him, and I think this is the kid that they're gonna. I mean, because when's the last time? The last time he was on, he put his stamp on somebody and did that much with was one Mr. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Not true. The last time he gave his stamp of approval to somebody, it was Drew McIntyre. When he said that this man is a future WWE champion.
Yeah, but that was before Stone Cold.
No, that was after Stone Cold.
Possibly.
Dude, Stone Cold was 20-something years ago.
And
his last match was like 2001. That was 21 years ago. Damn. McIntyre was like 2004, 2005, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking about it today. So I'm watching this thing on Peacock called Joe Montana. It's basically a Joe Montana documentary series, right? Cool Under Pressure is what it's called.
Okay.
And they're talking about when Joe Montana won the 1982 Super Bowl. And I thought to myself, shit, that was 40 fucking years ago.
Yeah.
Now they're showing Joe Montana, and Joe Montana looks like he could still go out there and throw a football. Like he's got some gray, but like I don't know what they're doing with him, but he looks good, But And what's funny is they're sitting there showing Joe Montana throw that touchdown in the back of the end zone. And you know who they're interviewing talking about that passing play?
Who's that?
Tom Brady. They're interviewing Tom Brady because Tom Brady was like 6 years old at the time, right? And Tom Brady is sitting there and his mom is holding him and he's crying, wearing his Joe Montana gear because he thinks they just lost the Super Bowl and or lost the chance to go to the Super Bowl, and instead they just scored the touchdown. So Tom Brady thought because he was a little kid that they lost, and instead they actually won, which I thought was hilarious.
That is funny.
Couple other things I want to talk about real quick before we get off of here, Tino. I don't want to throw anybody off or anything, but I do have some cool stuff to mention. This week we got Peacemaker on HBO Max.
I need to watch it. Yeah. Yes.
What?
Dude, some of us work. When I'm working. I don't have time to watch it. And I got other
the weekend off.
Yeah, and I also got the family to spend time with. I have my priorities. I know you're single and you and selfish and an asshole, but I got to spend time with the family. You'll understand one day, maybe.
3 episodes of Peacemaker on HBO Max right now, and it is fucking awesome. So go off and watch it when you get off of here. Tino, don't watch NXT. Watch Peacemaker.
Yeah. I'll watch it Friday.
It's 3 40-minute episodes. You can go ahead and watch it.
I'll catch up with it Friday when I work.
There'll be a 4th episode by then.
And that's 4 hours. I'll get to watch it.
Also, those of us that watched Yellow Jackets got to watch the season finale of Yellow Jackets this week, which was excellent. Yeah. And then I actually tried to catch up. I don't know if you know this, but now Dark Side of the Ring is actually on Hulu.
I think I watched them all.
So did you watch the XPW episode?
Yes.
And what did you think?
I thought it was pretty good.
Dude, what about that guy, the Messiah, getting his thumb cut off by some random dudes? And then him going out in the middle of the ring and being like, this ain't a shoot, or this ain't a work. This is a shoot.
That was so blood squirting out. That's nasty.
He's just like, this ain't a work.
This Arn Anderson at his best.
Oh man, I'll tell you, like that XPW episode was gnarly, and Chris Barrett's absolutely right, gnarly as fuck.
Yeah,
like it was, and I haven't watched the final episode yet, so I haven't watched the steroid scandal episode. I'll watch that this week, but I'll tell you, man, like XPW, and I knew all about the New Jack and Vic Grimes match and everything else, but I didn't realize how much of a piece of shit that Rob Black guy was.
Yes,
it's amazing to me to hear all those people sit there and say how much of a piece of shit he was, and yet still have the same fervor and fire in their bellies that like Paul E gave people from ECW.
Yeah. They always just say Paulie people were drinking the Kool-Aid of Paulie. It's like he's just kind of, or the Pied Piper is what they used to call him. They used to call Paulie a lot of things.
That's true. You're absolutely right. So I really don't have anything else. I will tell everybody, go out, watch Peacemaker because John Cena is a star in the making, and in the first 30 minutes of the first episode, you will realize it is not your Disney Plus superhero show.
And he's still in his damn tidy whities.
Dude, I can't ruin it for you. You haven't watched it. You haven't. I will tell you that what you should do as soon as you get off of here is watch the very first episode, and Nicole will probably watch it with you. But watch that first episode because as soon as you're done watching that episode, you're going to stay up and watch all 3.
No.
Yeah. If you turn it on and you watch that first episode, you will not turn it off. I will tell you, each episode does have an after credit scene.
Okay.
The cool thing is, you know how a lot of the shows on HBO and all these streaming services let you skip the intro? It is the first time you will not want to skip the intro.
Yeah. Okay.
And in fact, I have now watched all 3 episodes twice, and I've watched the intro 5 out of 6 times.
Damn. Okay, I'll check it out.
So, like I said, when you get off here, watch the first episode.
Yeah, whatever. Well, it's 9:35, and I'm going to bed. So if you're
going to watch that first episode,
we need to wrap it up.
All right. Well, we can wrap it up. We can go ahead and tell everybody that it's been a great show.
Oh, as always.
Had a good time. I don't really have anything else to say.
You there?
Go out to your local comic shop and make sure that you're going to have a copy of what?
Oh, you froze up for a second. Sorry.
Actually, you froze up. But tell all your friends to go out and pick up a copy of the Mangolorian and
buy our shit.
And yes, go to the TeePublic site and buy our shirt. But with that said, Tino, I really don't have anything else, man.
All right. Well, you can check him out on the Twitter machine. He is at Podcheck. I'm HoodieFan91. On Instagram, I'm SC Tino. He is Rob Podcheck. On the TikTok, he is Rob Potsy Podcheck. See you later. See you later, Chris. On Twitter, we're Potsy and Tino. On Facebook, we're the Potsy and Tino Show. You can check us out right here each and every Tuesday on the YouTube. Please drop a like and subscribe. As always, we want to say thanks to Adam's House Cat for our theme song, which is the wrestling song.
Until Tino writes a new one.
Huh?
Until Tino writes a new one.
Yeah, you can catch that on iTunes for 99 cents. And as always, now that he's back, we can do not the Ric Flair, but we can do the Black Machismo. Ooh, yeah, dig it. Good night. Oh, you doing you doing when you put your thumb off? Big damn day. That's a huge bitch.